G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the east side of the map, playing in the colour red as the Holy Roman Empire. It's Wanted SAS. And in the northwest side of the map as the Malians once again. In the colour teal, it's Crackety here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hill and Dale. This map has been popping up a little bit more often. I think players are realising, well, actually this map ain't too bad. Yeah, it might be old, but she's still got some new tricks up her sleeve. And speaking of new tricks, we see Crackety opening us up with a very early barracks. Now, up against the Holy Roman Empire, when it comes to their military options early, you're basically looking at the barracks, at the spearmen, and that's it. There's nothing else that they're going to be able to pull out, but the one key difference here is that you're not going to be able to siege down any mining camps, any lumber camps, because of emergency repairs. The other thing to note is that if you do get caught in any fights early on, the prelate is always going to be able to help you out. So to me, it seems strange. Why has Crackety gone for this curious build? Well, I'm sure we will find out shortly, as he also goes for an early house. And take a look at the positioning on this house, rushing it very, very quickly. I suspect he might have almost been population blocked there. We can see, yeah, he's sitting at a minute. Ooh, yeah, I'm not sure. I think he was pop blocked. I'm not 100% sure. It's a single scout opening though. Yeah, it does look like he's about 10 seconds late on that one. Villager count at the moment, 10 versus 9. Obviously, prelate going to be the difference there, but nonetheless, we do see the Donzo moving towards the enemy base at this stage in the game. 2 Donzos out already. Third one yet to be thrown into queue just yet. But he does have quite a few villagers here on wood, so might even be thinking about going for that pit mine. We've got ourselves some early aggression, something that I don't think we've seen before out of the Malians. Now, I've played a Malian mirror against Snooper. He actually went for a build order very similar to this. And it makes sense in a Malian mirror, but I can't fathom why Donzo Rush is going to be a thing here in this matchup. But we do see SAS holding on for the moment. Prelate out here inspiring. Donzo going to catch a nice little hit there on the scout. Keep in mind that scout's going to be able to repair up, and you can see he's got this nice little rally point that he's got there, but does get enough resources to get up to the next stage. And now I guess he just chills out. Is he just looking to deny like a really good Ark and Chapel location? Is that it? Because when it comes to Ark and Chapel locations, I mean, this mining camp's going to get emergency repaired. There's no question about that. When it comes to Ark and Chapel locations, there doesn't really seem to be a good one. Maybe here might be decent, right there under the town center. Hit the stone, hit the wood line, also hit the berries, and then push the deer into the town center. And indeed, that's where he's going to go. So that is probably the best choice. Now, Donzo's not going to be able to do too much about that, though. Sitting under the town center. But I think that's probably the best spot you'd go for, realistically. Like, you don't have a super duper good spot here to be dropping this down. So a little bit curious, but at the same time, I mean, Crackety doesn't know that. Maybe Crackety was just making sure that it was forced, but you can see the deer push is coming through from SAS. Let's right on board with Crackety and see how he's doing. As look at this back home in the base of Crackety, he's going for an absolute ham pit mine right now. I like the fact that he went for 2 houses next to the town center, because you are going to have to make houses as the Malians, whether you like it or not. So, you know, you might as well put them down next to the town center if you're not going to commit to a super duper early pit mine, and then add them in later, because you'll eventually reach that point where where you fill that one out. But it looks like the mining camp might go down here. SAS going to make a bit of a mistake. Now, keep in mind, both of these players very good. I think SAS at the moment top 30, Crackety top 20. Mining camp going to go down. No emergency repairs used. So maybe SAS not feeling particularly comfortable on the HRE, or maybe just really not caring. You know what? There's no excuse for it. He should have used emergency repairs there. I'm not going to justify it. But speaking of justifications, have a look at this. Beautiful deer push coming out right now from SAS. Now, I don't know exactly how far this Arkan's going to reach, but hopefully we do get the circle for it. I suspect he should hit most of the town center here. Arkan Chapel notoriously has a massive radius on it, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that out, but it is going to be a double scout opening from SAS. I don't think I picked that up originally. I don't know whether that was... Oh, that's probably why he was behind a villager. He's been behind a vill for the entirety of the early game. Arkan Chapel now coming through. Prelate going to be able to jump on inside that Arkan Chapel, and we'll be able to tell whether these villagers have got the buff or not, whether he's reaching it. Let's have a look and see whether this one gets it. Oh, there you go. So just outside that radius. So the deer push not going to be able to change it. And look at this. We got the Saharan Trade Network coming in on the back of the base there for Crackety. Now, of course, once again, this is a great map for trade. When it comes to maps for trade, Hill and Dale is probably close to the top. I would call Hill and Dale an S-tier trade map. Other S-tier trade maps are probably Altai is up there. I'd also be tempted to say a map like the Pit isn't actually that bad either. Probably not S tier, maybe like A tier trading map. But compared to something like Dry Arabia, where Dry Arabia is probably D tier, this is a very good map. SAS being quite curious though, killing the deer for Crackety here. Normally what you want to do is you want to kill them all in different spots. You want to push them into these weird little positions out over in the back of the base, and he's not really doing that. We did see that one moved forward, but now going to be tailing that villager. He wants to see exactly where his enemies are going and what he's up to. Back in the base, though, for SAS. It's going to be an archery range opening and a stable. He's keeping track of the villagers here. Now, obviously, he does know about the trade. Now, what is the #1 rule if your enemy's got trade? The #1 rule is you must stop the trade. You cannot let the trade go forever. You've got to kill your enemy quickly. That's pretty much it. But this villager... Was this villager going for... Surely not, this villager was not going for a market in the corner this early on in the... Oh my god, Crackety's really going point-blank market trading right now. What? How is this even possible? So I would say like #1 rule when you're playing trade is like wall up and then trade. So, you know, you could wall here. That's a good little wall. And then over on the other side of the map, you know, maybe do some kind of like wall there, wall there. You just want to wall yourself in so your enemy can't reach your trade line. But Crackety's just kind of like, no. No. He just says no. There's nothing else to it. He just says no. So breaking #1 rule of trade right there. But we do see some upgrades starting to come through from him. It's going to be double broad axe for him, which is going to help out his wood economy massively. But we do see he's filled up the entire pit mine right now with houses, with a mining camp as well. So plenty of gold coming in for him. Just going to trickle in nice and passive. Now, one of the things I like about going for the alternative landmark, so not the Saharan Trade Network, but rather the Mansa Quarry, is that it gives you a little bit of extra gold income so that you can pump out those early traders. You can also get those early upgrades like Wheelbarrow. But take a look at this down here on the south side. It looks like we've got a bit of a scout off right now. Units moving in as well. It's going to be a horseman. It's going to be 3 archers coming in right now. I don't think Crackety's got any chance of pulling this trade off, at least not at this stage of the game. Force back away. Villager going to be going down for sure. And more reinforcements going to be coming in. But I would say to SAS, hey, you got to start thinking about that north side. And he's already started thinking about that north side. Look at this. Trade getting shut down immediately. Now, I think that when you're trading, there's a number of different ways that you can play it. But for me, the #1 thing that I always look for is early aggression into trade. Not just trade by itself. I think in this matchup against the Holy Roman Empire, it can make a lot of sense to be going for that trade early because you're now forcing them to play a game they don't want to. They don't want to play feudal aggression. But behind this, we do see something is happening. Take a look at the resource count at the moment for SAS. He is looking towards that castle age. Makes a lot of sense here. Adding in a barracks though, so another indicator that he might be staying in the feudal age. Not a lot of villagers have really committed over to that point, but we do see Sofa now coming out. One of the rarest units in the feudal age. You don't actually see a lot of Sofas because this isn't really where they hit their power spike. Their power spike is in the castle age because of that unique Sofa technology that we get, the imported armor. And that's going to give them an extra bit of armor up against all of their enemy combatants. But I think the reason why the Sofa is actually making a lot of sense here is because you're only seeing horseman, archer from your enemy. So it's basically like going horseman yourself, and you're just going to counter 100% of the enemy units. And look at the Sofas doing very well here, taking out 2 of the horsemen. One of them going to go down. Villager here, unfortunately, going to have to head back to the pavilion. At the same time, another little raiding force moving in on the front side for SAS. Now, we did see a barracks coming up for SAS back home, and indeed, we now have spearmen moving out across the map. Already with the hardened upgrade. He is looking to begin that push against the enemy. Sofa once again going to be coming out here. Second Sofa going to be moving in here. Beautiful little position that he's got. Annoying stealth forest. Look at this, just a tiny little stealth forest there. Enough to deny out vision, and 3 Sofas going to be able to clean up that position on the south side. It will open up his trade potential there. Now remember, SAS needs to be hitting these markets, and we see an outpost coming down. Beautiful positioning here. Now, one of the #1 things that you can do to shut down trade instead of going for an outpost, just go for a wall. Wall right here. Wall right here. A wall right here. You want to wall this bad boy in. I don't think you're going to be able to fit a wall between this market and the trading post, but you can definitely fit it in. Now, interesting thing to see here from Crackety. So, small detail. You see how the trader pops out on this side of the market? The reason why is because of the way that the rally points work with the market. So what you can actually do, and not a lot of people realize this, you can take the market, you can right click just here next to the trading post, and then hold down shift, send the trader to this, and then send it back here. And what that's going to do is it's actually going to make the trader pop out on the other side of the market, set the home point, the home rally, or the home market to the market, and then it's going to go to the trading post. It's complex, I assure you, but I promise you, it saves you probably about 5 seconds, which isn't too bad when you think about it. But now those numbers really starting to look good for SAS. At this point, he's more than 3 times the military population of his enemy. And Crackety looks like his position is almost untenable. His trade has been completely shut down. He's getting eaten alive out here right now. SAS looking like Jeffrey Dahmer. Just eating Crackety alive. But you can see the traders trying to make it work. 2 traders going to go down. He's lost plenty of traders throughout this game. And the Sofa looking strong. Honestly, Dark Age Sofa not looking terrible. Or rather, Feudal Age Sofa. They're not Dark Age Sofa. Jeez, that's a Mongolian story that the Crackety is not part of. But he's got the toll outposts up. This is going to help him defend the trade post, or at least defend the trade line. Second outpost going up towards the north side. Villager did go down. It's going to be moving out a new villager. Let's see if we can spot it out. Men-at-Arms getting mixed in as well. But remember, Men-at-Arms actually not going to be the best unit here against Crackety, because Crackety's already got the Sofa. And look at Crackety. Crackety just cutting off trade. He says, you know what? We'll cut off the trade ourselves. We couldn't make it work. So what do we do here? Because the thing is, there's nothing you can do about this. Actually, you know what you could do? Oh, look at SAS. He knows. SAS knows in advance. He says, I know what he could do. And that's exactly right. You can always come down to the trading post in the bottom side of the map. Don't always just look to take advantage of that trading post to the north. You've got a second one that you can take advantage of. Something that we rarely see players do, but look at this. Look at this. Look at this right here, ladies and gentlemen. It's happening. Oh, he's issued a move command, though, instead. But you can just see that SAS is on the ball. He knows. And Sofa's moving across the map together. Those traders all coming out. Villagers moving in as well. Looks like he's got the gate over on that corner. And now the Men-at-Arms going to get caught out of position. Keep in mind the Sofas do very well against the Men-at-Arms. They have an extra bonus damage of 2 against the Men-at-Arms, which almost completely neutralizes the armor from the Men-at-Arms, which have got an armor of 3. Javelin thrower going to get caught out of position. Interesting that he's going in a javelin thrower here, though. I would almost be tempted to say Archer makes a bit more sense. If you're going Sofa, I think if you're going Donzos, you probably want to go javelin thrower. But if you're going Sofa, I think Archers are probably the best bet for you. Nice little raid from Crackety, though. Definitely looking to find a decent window here for a raid. Farm's going to get isolated. And now all of a sudden, back in the base of Crackety, we've got ourselves a little bit of a base trade coming in. Plenty of forces out here for SAS, but they're going to get absolutely destroyed by the Sofa. And now on the other side of the map, we do see traders making their way across. A villager down here as well. And look at this. Getting caught out of position right now, Crackety here. Going to be running for his life. Look at the military difference, 9 to 36. A menacing mass for the Holy Roman Empire player. And now, the second pit mine going to be under attack. Completely engulfed in both units and houses. Unfortunately, one of those is not a good thing. Now that market going to be coming down. This is the home market for Crackety. You can see he was intently looking to trade across map. But it is going to be denied out. Horseman looking solid. He's done a wonderful job, SAS, this game, just to shut down trade. This is exactly what you want to do against this civilization. But the question is, where do you go from here? You've done a good job shutting down the trade. Now, how do you finish the game? Do you go into batterograms? It's always going to be a possibility. Do you go into a castle age timing? That could definitely work as well. And I think that's probably going to be the way to do it. If I'm in SAS's position right now, I'm going castle age. I'm going for all 5 relics, bring them in, go to the Imperial Age, and then hit my enemy with Elite Knights. That's how I'd be playing it. And look at this beautiful wall up towards the north. SAS doing a wonderful job. That's exactly what he needs to do. And we see an emplacement coming through. More walls coming in on the south side. Spearmen down here dealing with the market, or rather with the traders. You can see these traders are going to the market. Crackety just trying to make trade work. He's trying to make trade work like right now, like Fetch is trying to be made work. But I think that it makes sense why we see javelin throwers coming out. Obviously, javelin's a little bit better against men-at-arms than their archer counterparts. Sofa, though, they don't sleep on the Sofa. They are very, very strong against those men-at-arms. Plenty more houses coming out. Obviously, all the houses getting cleaned up on that gold vein is going to mean he's needing to put them down somewhere else. Javelin, using their extra range that they've got to try and take out those spearmen, will be successful. But now completely cleaning up trade in the south side of the map. The north of the map, also walled in completely. Beautiful control coming in from SAS. Exactly what you need to be doing up against trades like this. This is how you stop trade. Putting on an absolute clinic. But how does Crackety fight this back? That is the question. Will we potentially see a masterpiece out of Crackety today? It's not something that we've seen in quite some time. But still the Sofa Warriors push forward. Javelin throw is also going to be dealing damage on the backside. A couple of Donzos in the mix as well. And all of the horsemen just going to get absolutely thrown out. Unfortunate timing for SAS right there. And now all of a sudden Sofa going to be able to hit on that back line. He's got 2 counter units up against those archers. North of the map, Villager does go down to the outpost. Did make his way through. Then we do see the front line. Able to clear up those Sofa. He's trying to break a way through this wall. He knows how important it is to keep these units alive. Crackety's still down 23 military population at this point in the game. Age 3, nowhere to be seen from SAS. He is looking to fight it out in feudal. And I think this could be a mistake from SAS. He's done a great job in controlling the trade. He's denied the trade. He's walled it in. Now he needs to move on to the second part of his plan. He needs to progress to the next part. Now Villager's going to get caught out of position. Crackety here. Unfortunately, going Crackety there, going Crackety nowhere. Makes his way behind the walls, but, you know, what's the point when you consider the fact that there's archers behind? But never mind. We might have a little bit of a hero story here as the villagers do make it out alive. At least 4 of them. 5 of them. 6 of them do make it out alive here. Market. Gonna get siege down. Not that it really matters at this point. SAS has secured up both corners. You want to know how to shut down trading posts? This is how you shut down trading posts. Beautiful stuff right there. Now he's putting a second outpost in as well. This one's fortified up. You are not getting through this at all. Now back towards the base of his enemy. We see SAS is just walling up completely. Crackety actually trying to chop through. Look at this. Crackety trying to chop through his enemy. Wasn't paying attention. Villager subsequently had 10 wood, so he can't chop anymore. Needs to build a lumber camp so that he can continue going. And we can see the outpost coming up. He realizes the outpost is going to be up, so he has to move down towards this south side. He wants to get behind here. He wants to get this outpost up. But now the age up coming through from Crackety. It's going to be the Farimba garrison. So of all people, Crackety is going to be the one reaching that castle age first, or at least clicking up to it first. Definitely one of the mistakes from SAS so far that I can identify. He's spent a little bit too long in this feudal age. Score up by about 200 points. Numbers here not looking terrible for him, but the push going to come through. A lot of javelin throwers here. Just enough Donzos on the front line. Should be enough to buy enough time here for the javelin throwers, but the horsemen make their way through. At the same time, we could have a little bit of a sandwich coming in from the west side. Together with the men-at-arms, it looks like Crackety may have chewed off, or rather bit off more than he can chew. Manages to take a villager on the way down. He's not even going to need that western reinforcement group. At the same time, a single horseman sitting over on the mill, just creating that annoying attack alarm, just popping off in the brain every single second of Crackety. Just, hey, you're under attack. Hey, you're under attack. And now we do see Crackety once again making that mistake of needing to put down the lumber camp. Emplacements coming through in the age up for Crackety. What direction does he go? And it looks like we can see it's going to be the veteran Musafari, a unit that Crackety loves. You know, this unit, a lot of people consider it to be quite weak, underpowered even. But Crackety here, he loves it. Spams it all day. Veteran, elite, doesn't matter. He'll make it. And now we see more walls coming up for SAS. He's going for a real nice loop of walls, almost a semicircle of walls here at the front of the base. Gone are the days of those straight walls. But now SAS pushing across the map. Really starting to stack up that food. Might even need to trade out a bit of it. He should be thinking about Imperial Age at this point, but he's not even up to the 3rd age. Now Farimba garrison going to be under attack. It's going to be javelin throwers that are coming out of it. So really looking to build that mass, but 34 military pop up against 7 military pop right now. Crackety doing a very decent job of remaining in this game despite having that military difference. And now we start to slowly see more and more military units coming out for Crackety. But once again, it looks like attention is going to be drawn towards this western side of the base. House is going to be under attack. Sheep over here, yet to join the party, but looking to be reunited once again with their family friends. Veterancies come through on these javelins. A couple of Donzos out in the front, going to be all he needs to protect against the horsemen. But unfortunately, there are archers here. Sofa also coming out. Musafati joining in on the mix. Javelin just getting eaten alive. More Sofa running out. You can see the reinforcements coming through. Regnitz Cathedral gets dropped down for SAS. He's going to need to move into position to collect those relics. But the focus at the moment shouldn't be on the houses. It should be on the military units of his enemy. But Kraken's timed this perfectly. The reinforcements just don't stop. The Musafati going to be on the front line, able to clean up. Look how much damage they do to those early men-at-arms. It's not even close how much damage they do. They are melee crossbows, just completely destroying armored units. And it's going to be a cleanup for Krakeny. But that age up's coming through, and Krakeny, look at the town center placement in the middle of the map right here. He says, you know what? How's that for aggressive? I can take map control. Yes, I can. We're right on board with Krakeny. Check in with the line of sight as he finalizes the attack over here. Or rather, finalizes the defense and looks to replace the houses on that pit mine. Expect to see a third pit mine come up any second. He's now reached the third age. So is his opponent, SAS, up. But interestingly, we don't hear that noise. We don't hear that noise that we should be hearing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 relics. None of which even remotely close to prelates. Krakeny, despite that early game failure with the trade, he's able to hold on. He's able to get to the castle age. And he's able to get a pretty decent force of units out here. The Springwood emplacements are now out on these outposts in the middle of the map. This one yet to receive its fortification. Just gets absolutely destroyed. Springwood emplacement going to be able to support the rest of the units here. Prelate, unfortunately, heading to its death, fortunately does catch it before it happens. Now keep in mind there's plenty of relics out here on the map. Krakeny may potentially look to challenge them as well. He's been up in the castle age for quite some time. Looking to siege through this wall on the north side of the base here for SAS. Siege workshops come out though. No Mangonel in queue just yet. Going to be very effective against these javelin throwers. And arms though. They're going to need Lench Connects to help them out. Man-at-arm upgrade comes through. Plenty more Musafatis moving out here. And we start to hear those relics being picked up. Relic number 1. Relic number 2. More prelates in queue. He's heading out over on towards this east side. Looking to try and grab a few more relics. And the Musafati with their speed sprinting towards it. Look how fast they're going. 1.69 movement speed. But he's baiting his enemy over towards this direction. It could be a potential cleanup on the reverse. Horseman coming through. Charge is going to land. Spearman together with the men-at-arms and crossbow on the backside. Crossbow not going to find too many high priority targets here. A couple of Sofa, but it's not going to be nearly enough. And those Musafati looking quite strong. The lack of Lanch Connects is really what's going to hurt right now for SAS. Down on the south side, it looks like the Wolf going to get in on the action. But the numbers here from Krakeny looking solid. He's now got more than double his enemy's population with regard to the military. Still yet to see any Mangonels making their way out onto the field. Aachen Chapel going to be threatened now. Beautiful Aachen. This is the heartland, the farmland of the Holy Roman Empire. But now finally the Landsknechts making their way out onto the field. But unfortunately when they're mixed in with units, they're a lot more effective than when they are alone. And Ronald McDonald going to be taking his seat. Rather, going to be taking his grave. Because he just gets knocked out of the park. Needs to keep all these military units together. Wolf still working its magic down here on the south side. We've all been there before. Takes the first villager out. Keep on going, Warwick. You're doing good. And look at the farms, how quickly they go down. 75 wood apiece right here. This is a high value target. He just continues focusing. Good luck emergency repairing through these farms. It's just not going to be enough. Very annoyingly on the back, and now we see a counter push coming through on the front. He's able to get through behind these walls. Springwood in placement, not going to matter. Arrow slit in placement, not going to mean anything. He knows exactly where those villagers are. They're on the berries. That's where they need to be. He needs to find food from somewhere. Market now coming through from SAS. What is his response going to be to these units in the back of his base? Just a couple of Landsknechts would have been all the difference that he needed. The fight was so long. But unfortunately, there was no Lanch Connects. And it meant he was in a difficult spot. But now Krakeny, once again, going to be able to clean up this position. What does SAS do here? Look at the score difference now. Krakeny finds a way back into this game. It's really swung in his favor. And still we don't see any trade. He's gone for the trade landmark, but he's got no trade. With too many resources invested in denying trade. Not enough resources focused towards that tech where it should have been. That's truly where the power spike is of the Holy Roman Empire. They love to spike around that 3rd age, that 4th age, depending on which way you like to play it. But we never saw it. The only thing SAS has been trying to do is catch up with his enemy. Second town center in the middle of the map. Could be what allows Crackety to stay in this game, because now he's got those extra villages producing non-stop. Still yet to see any trade come up. The outposts down to the south side are fortified. The likelihood that you see trade the rest of this game is quite low. But never count Crackety out. Especially when he's on the Malians, especially with the Saharan Trade Network. Always a great option for you. Now a little bit of a lull. I say that as all of a sudden, plenty more Musafati warriors going to be coming around the backside now. Does SAS know how to counter these units? He should be going for archers. These guys are countered by archers, but they're so rare, not everyone knows what to do against them. Villagers up towards the north side here. Finding wood in other areas, obviously. There's a little bit of a problem in the main base. So he's got to head to greener pastures, or perhaps taller trees. We'll focus in on Crackety and see how he's doing. Oh no. He wants it. Ladies and gentlemen, Crackety wants it. Don't do it like that. Oh my, look at the resources Crackety's stacking up. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Crackety right now looking to put on an absolute clinic on how to get back in the game with trade. Musafati gonna get cleaned up. Crossbows doing a decent job on the backside. Keep in mind, crossbows don't do any extra damage against the Musafati, but they are ranged, and that will definitely help out against those melee units. Look at this. I can't believe what my eyes are seeing right now. This is a man who wants to trade. Market coming up in the corner. Walls coming in. Look at this. The counter wall coming in right now. Oh, rather, sorry. This is SAS walling up. I thought it was Crackety walling up on SAS's property. Like, hold on a minute. That's not how it's meant to go down. Up towards the north. Still just under attack everywhere. Keep in the middle of the of the map. SAS looking to try and force away these villagers from this central gold vein. Neutralize the pit mine, as well as clean up that town center. It's going to be a great spot for him to do it. He's already got the siege workshop out, so it means that he's going to be able to get trebuchets down here. Interestingly, we don't see any reaction from Crackety at the moment. He's got 47 military pop, but it's just chilling out in his base at the moment. Musafatis moving around the map. Now we've got some big walls coming in, baby. Some stone walls. And the trade is online. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Trade is back. It is back with a vengeance. And a beautiful game coming out from both of these players today. SAS did a wonderful job of denying the trade early game. But Crackety says never give up, never surrender. But now, tides begin to turn back in the favor of SAS. He might be down 30 villagers or more. But remember, he's playing the Holy Roman Empire. Your villagers count for more when you're playing the HRE. You carry more, you work faster, you work smarter. Most importantly, you got those relics. Let's take a look at the income at the moment and get an idea of where these guys are at. Crackety sitting at about 3,200. Over on the other side, it looks like SAS sitting at about 2.5k. So definitely still within the same ballpark. And with this central town center being denied, it's definitely going to help out SAS a lot. Securing up plenty of control in the center. You see more villagers up towards the north. Looking to try and take control of the gold vein. The question is, does SAS see this? He does. There's not a lot of line of sight on these walls, but it's going to be enough just to get the memo. Hey, Crackety is trading. Normally it's Wham that's trading, but not today. 169. That's a good amount of gold to have as well. Very nice amount. Safari in stealth. South side of the map. He's looking for villages. He's looking for anything that he can find. SAS has got no clue. Look at this. You can't even see the dust that these guys are kicking up. Another 7 seconds. They're still in stealth. Where's he going? He's looking to break through on this palisade wall on the south side. Plenty of line of sight. He did actually see these units. But now the Musafati do reveal themselves. And attention is turned towards these walls. Look how fast they burn through it. Damn, that goes down quickly. He's going to need to think about alternative strategies or ways that he plays it. Could have gone for a stone wall here. He's got the wood, or rather the stone for it, but doesn't opt for that instead. Numbers not looking terrible for SAS at the moment. Population difference is starting to look a bit concerning though. 132 up against 200. More Musafati going to be running in. We're right on board with Crackety. as he's got plenty of things under attack at the moment. His market to the south, up towards the north, his lumber camp. You hate to see it. Musafati now focusing on that palisade wall. If they make their way through here, this could be dangerous. There's plenty of units here for SAS looking to greet his enemy. A couple of crossbows. Lenchkanek going to be looking to make the front line, and there they are right now. Welcome to the party. Musafati looking to try and spread out against those Lenchkaneks. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Second wave going to be coming in as well. At the same time, a counterattack up towards the north. The keep goes down, looking to try and deny out that trade. He knows he needs to make a foothold on one of those sites. And a quick wall comes through. SAS, unfortunately, leaves a little bit of a gap. And the Musafati make it through. Don't wall yourself out, though. You can be so careful, SAS, with that. At the same time, back towards the south of the base. Sprinkled in placement on that tower. Going to hold on a little bit longer. Age up coming through for neither of these players just yet. And trade is well and truly alive right now for Crackety. He manages to pull it out. 21 traders at the moment. You can never count a man out when he wants to trade. And Crackety really looking to start accelerating that economy. Take a look at those resources a minute. Sitting at about 5,300 resources a minute. Compare that over to his opponent. Sitting at about 2.5k. There is a huge difference. Maybe 3k. There is a massive difference between these two. Crackety completely stonewalls himself in. Even making sure that this part is stonewalled in. At the same time, towards that west side, look at SAS. He's preparing for a push. This stone wall still yet to be secured. Horseman actually made it through to the other side. He hasn't stonewalled up the front, but look at the forces for Crackety. He just throws away all the Musafati and says, you know what? We're just going to keep the sofa. We're just going to keep the javelin thrower for now. But the numbers here still looking good for SAS. He's not yet thinking about Imperial, but Crackety on the other side might be. Still under attack at multiple angles. We'll ride on board with SAS and see how he does. Look at the line of sight on this outpost. That extra line of sight coming through from the relic. And it's going to be Fort of the Huntress that comes in for Crackety. Where does he opt for this landmark? That is going to be the question. There it is. So it's on the weaker side of his base. Definitely seems to be the side that is attracting the most attention from SAS. Instead of going for the Griabara, he's gone for the Fort of the Huntress. Bit of a curious decision. I wonder exactly why that is. For anybody who doesn't know what the Fort of the Huntress does. All of the units that are around it turns them invisible. It also gives a special attack bonus to your Musafati units. Gives them double damage. We see elite upgrades coming through. It's going to be Musafati, elite javelin throwers, as well as elite Musafati. Sofa running around a little bit clueless. Get caught out of position. They spot a little bit of the siege right there. Trying to find their way through. Not going to be able to get anything, though. Springleds both of them. Staying alive. Close call for them, but bit of a throwaway right there. And now SAS is looking to climb as well with that military pop. Sitting on 169 at the moment compared to the 199 at Crackety. It's those elite upgrades that are going to make all the difference. Elite Sofa also coming through now for Crackety. We'll check on board with the trade. He's up to 33 traders. Oh no, ladies and gentlemen, that is a lot of traders. How many stole outposts have we got on the backside? We'll count them later because we got a push coming through on the front. SAS looking to take on his enemy before those elite upgrades come through, but unfortunately for him, those elite upgrades have already arrived. The special bonus of this civilization is that they get faster upgrades, or rather faster technology research time, and Springlords having a decent trade out over here, but it looks like SAS manages to maintain the siege superiority for the moment. At the same time, on the north side, we see the flank coming through from these horsemen. They're doing well. He's holding on. Javelin's managed to snipe out the Lenchkanek, realizing how important it is. Trebuchet going to be going down. Forward keep coming in from SAS. SAS, despite the advantage of score to his enemy, looks to try and clinch this game here. He's going to need to bring plenty of vills, though. Do not bring 5 villagers. Do not bring 10 villagers. Bring your truck. Bring your trailer. Bring everybody right now. This is it. This is the time. This is the 100%. The only time that you've got. Your enemy's in Imperial. And now we see the response coming through from his enemy. He's up 50 villagers right now. Crackety here trying his best to get this keep up. There's plenty of vills underneath this, but it still looks doubtful to me that this keep gets up. The Lenchkanek swinging, doing so much damage right now. The Mangonel also comes through. There's no way this keep gets up. Inspired by Lord Doubt himself, this keep is almost certainly going down, but more villagers getting pulled. He's trying his best to hold on. Springlords from the north side going to be able to take out the siege. He needs to get one more shot onto this siege, or onto these villages, but it looks like the keep is going to be going up about 90% on its way through. And Crackety holds on for dear life. He holds on for dear life. This keep is still... I don't know where these villagers are coming from. They might be coming across from the other side of the map. There was meant to be a keep that was getting dropped right here, but SAS just forgot to bring the villagers. It must have been a shift command. He must have shifted them over to a whole bunch of stone and then be like, yeah, once you're finished with the stone, if you could drop a keep, that'd be great. Whew. What an absolute hold there by Crackety. A masterclass in holding. As the Malians against the Holy Roman Empire are now looking for a bit more of a safer keep, a middle map keep. But once again, I'm asking that question, where are the villagers for this keep? SAS, if you're going to do it, you got to do it properly. You got to bring everybody. You got to tell them all, hey, fellas, get down here. We got a keep to build. And now SAS in a bit more of a difficult position. Up against that Malian trade, you can never count them out. Do not count out the Malians. Sure, you shut down their trade early, but you didn't keep them down. Look at this trade. We have got ourselves an absolute masterpiece coming out from Crackety today. Denied trade in the early game. It looked like there was no way he was going to be able to come back into it. And somehow finds a way. Keep coming down. SAS looking solid. But throws away a lot of this siege. He's trying to take out the enemy siege. And now that keep, it's going to be coming up, but the question is whether it's going to be coming up in time. You can see now all of the units going to be turning their attention towards the villagers. The Musafati going to be running in behind. Keep looking to get up. It's about 90%, 95%. Villagers should be okay. The keep will get up. Emergency repairs can always come through. The Trebs are firing down upon it. And there's the emergency repairs. Sacred Site is approaching. SAS captures all 3 sacred sites. And everything, like right now the minimap is just under attack. Every single angle. Get off my screen, new objectives. Can I, if I hit that, does it get rid of it? I think it got rid of it. I don't know. There's no way to get rid of that. It's very annoying. Well, SAS holds on for the moment, but have a look at this. Population of 98. Oh, SAS is still age 3. Oh, he never went Imperial. Oh, no wonder. No wonder he never went Imp. It feels like such an uphill battle from here. The sacred victory is approaching, but it just won't be... It's just going to be too long. There's no way he holds it. He's got a single emplacement on this outpost up to the north. On the south side, more outposts going up, but that's not what he needs right now. And even if he had keeps there, it wouldn't matter. There's no way he's going to keep up with his enemy. Not when there's double bombard, double trebuchet coming out to deal with it. And an absolute masterpiece coming out from Crackety here today. It's been a long time since we've seen one, but we do actually get one. The counterattack, it was strong. It was powerful. It looked really good, but it just wasn't enough. And now Bombard's returning fire towards the Springald. Springald actually trades out, not terrible, but another Bombard makes its way out to the front. Crackety on 135 villagers at the moment. It's a huge economy. Sitting on 6,500 gold. I'm in awe at what we witnessed. Absolute awe. It was beautiful stuff, this game. So where does SAS go from here? He needs to make units, but he needs to get up to the next stage. He can't contest this Imperial Age siege without being Imperial Age himself. Roller shutter triggers on the Springald. Bombards. Culverin. How does he deal with this in the Third Age? Oh! Don't mind if I do. Get out of here, you cheeky little keep. Managing... And he puts the relic inside. I don't know if the relic's going to give it enough range. No, it's not. He might get a tick of gold from it for his hard work, though. But relic falls down to the front line. Looks like now, pushing out once again. There's a 70 population difference between these two, so it's hard for me to hype it when the Musafati are so damn strong. Able to defend this front line very well. Spearman moving out as well. You know, we've just not seen SAS go for any archers this game whatsoever. He's not been interested in them. And I feel like he might not realize that that's what counters these units. That's how you beat them. You've got to make archers to deal with them. Mangonel getting some decent connections, but it's not going to be enough, and he just gets overwhelmed in this central position. Musafati Gunners going to make their way out onto the field. Knights going to get cleaned up completely by them. Great little defense that they put in there. And now we see more of them looking to make their way out onto the field. 7 in total in the queue. And the number advantage starting to look really solid. You can see right now, population difference 64 versus 4. This has got to be a good game. There's no way SAS can hold this at this point. His enemy is Imperial. The tech advantage is in favor of Crackety. The economic advantage is in favor of Crackety. The trade advantage is in favor of Crackety. Look at the trade right now. An absolute trade masterclass that we are witnessing right here. And I hear some chat messages being typed. It might be it, ladies and gentlemen. SAS, you put on an absolute beautiful show, my friend. But unfortunately, you can never count out the Malian trade. They are just always looking to strike. Even you shut them down for 20 minutes at the start of the game. 25 minutes, it doesn't matter. Because they get up, they put their markets down. How many markets have we got over here? Too many. And good game does get called. Crackety here, successful in this game against SAS. Fellas, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you go check out Crackety. He's probably live over on Twitch right now. An incredibly good player, a good friend of mine, and always exciting to witness him. I hope you guys have enjoyed this caster game, and we'll catch you in the next one.